All right. Today we are going to tackle the topic of parenting, and you may think this doesn't apply to you because either you don't have kids yet, or you even don't ever want to have kids. But this topic is important for you. And we will also talk, and I will explain why in a moment. And we will also talk about the three communities that rely on you to get your shit together right now. What I find wondrous and beautiful, what I get a lot of gratitude for, is when I look out of the window, that there is something like a window, that there is a place, a cave that I have for myself, a human-made cave, like this room. And I am in this room and I'm alive, and there must have been people that fought to keep their sons and daughters alive in my lineage, I would say. I know there are crazy stories in my family about how they fought to stay alive, and right now, today I thought a lot about the tree, the family tree that one of our there's a guy in our bigger family that manages the family tree, and I remembered all these stories of people that like had to swallow their ring just to keep it, to prove one's love to their partner. And I remember when they were behind Berlin's wall, and I also remembered that there is a part of my family that is we are just learning right now in university about Roma and Sinti. In English, what is Roma and Sinti? Yeah, I think you will understand it. Well, there's a part of my family that comes from this traveling tribe, and then there is a part that is coming from a more noble noble group of people, I guess. What means? I just need the word. Yeah, noble. That's it's the right word. Or titled. And then I also have Hungarian origins. And I don't even know the stories, but once upon a time, there have been people in all of our lineages that had to fight for their survival, and they were thinking about their sons and daughters and help them survive. And those people were also thinking about their sons and daughters, and someone helped my father and my mother survive and made me possible. And they gave sacrifices so the next generation could live and live better. Like the fact that the window exists, and the fact that all of the pleasures I have easily accessible, and the comfort we all enjoy, and the internet we have, and so on, and the fact that you're living is only possible through the sacrifices people made generations ago for their kids and for their next generations. And that's why I feel like one owes it to them to respect your lineage. I know it sounds really crazy in today's age, but I think of this. And I think also that there's this past that relies on you to live a good life. And then there are all the people that are alive today and that come into contact with you in this lifetime. And not even just with you, with everything you create, with everything you do, with everyone you impact. I want that people that are friends with me or get closer to me in some way or form, even when they are just watching a video of me or in any way, if they're messaging with me, I want their life to improve. That is what I ideally want. Every time someone comes a little bit closer to me, I want them to be lifted up. And I think that should be all of our responsibilities, and of our, or that should be something we always think about, so we can lift those people up that are alive today. Because what is incredible is that you can go outside and you can meet people without being murdered. How amazing is this? How grateful can we be? Yes, I'm gonna say it. To society. Yes, this forked up society is what is making it possible that there are less murders by another person's hand than ever before in history. There is a TED talk about violence in the world going down. So this is true. And everyone you meet can give your life more meaning if you put meaning on it. And one day, you and I will be dead. And everyone you know at some point will be dead. Yet, when you I must admit there is this fantasy in me, and maybe it's in you too, somewhere, that made me cry during the end of the movie called Pay It Forward, where this young boy died. But then everyone that was impacted through his project, where he did 3 big good deeds to someone else, and each one of those people had to do it to next people, to 3 more people, and it had to be big acts of kindnesses, I guess, life-changing. And then in the end, everyone came there, and I cried, not just because of sadness, but because it touched something in me, a fantasy, a dream, that you could impact people that are living right now, even if you don't know them so deeply, that they would honor you when you die, just for a moment. In the next moment, they are also dead, like I'm also that, and I don't matter really in the big picture. And yet there is a third group of people, a third community that I deeply care about, and it may be the people that I think about in a crazy weird way the most. It's the next generation. It's my kids and my grandkids, and who are my kids gonna marry? Even though I don't have kids at all, and I won't have kids for I don't know how long, but I'm not planning to have kids in the next years. And I do know when I want to have kids, but I won't share that now. But what is important is that even if you don't plan to have kids, I think you should get to a point where you take responsibility for a part of the next generation, which are kids. Be it your own kids, be it adopted kids. That's just my belief. Be it kids you help from the streets, homeless kids, whatever. Or you build something that will help the next generations. Yeah. And you will have to make sacrifices for them. Like our forefathers and mothers did for us, that we could have this life. And if you ever do have some form of kids that you take responsibility for, let's talk about that. And if you plan to do that, then you have to become a great pre-parent right now. You have to think about what you want your kids to value. What values do you want them to live? What kind of life do you want them to live and to have? What kind of people should they be? What kind of relationships should they have? Well, think about what values do you want your kids to have? Write down 5 values. Why? Well, as a father or as a mother, you are the teacher of life for them. You represent what it means to be alive, what it means to have a relationship, what it means to live. And you, by your example, not by your talk, show them life and teach them your values. So if you know what values you want your kids to have, then you can start living those values right now. You can start to put your flag in the ground and say, hey, I'm gonna adapt my habits to become a person who embodies and lives the values that I want my kids one day to have, because this will impact my further lineage. And I feel like you owe this to your past lineage, to all the people that surround you right now, to your future lineage, but most importantly, to yourself. Because we will all die, and people give you meaning. And why not live a good life for them? Even if you die, something good keeps going. And when you think that way, it will get you into a higher frame of mind also, which will make you want to grow, which will make you want to contribute. And when you do this, there is an inherent feeling of fulfillment that comes with it. At least for me. Comment down below what you think. Now, if you already got kids, or if you don't have kids, let's quickly dive and write down what you believe about this category for 3 minutes. We are tackling the parenting category right now. Let's do it. Alright. I'll give you 3 minutes on the egg timer. Do you have your paper ready? Or your Word document? Open it now. As I start the timer and change that to desktop view. Alright, wait a second, let me just get your stuff ready. Okie dokie. Come on. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Go, right. What do you believe about the parenting category? Just write down what first comes to mind. I will read to you what I believe in the end. Yes, I reveal some stuff. I will stop talking now. Oh, you see what I'm doing. I wanted to start some music. Yeah, no. Whoa. Right. 1 more minute and 30 seconds. Do it. You got this. 1 more minute. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice one. Well done. All right. Now we are focusing on your highest vision. Now, breathe for a moment. And step into you being a father, being a mother. But not just any mother, any father. Your highest vision of yourself and your family and you as a loving, powerful, embracing, giving father or mother. Or whatever you feel like your highest vision is. It is. It's your life, your masterpiece. Design it. Have fun. Step into it. Imagine you already had kids or a group of kids that you take full responsibility for. Imagine you as a teacher of life, living your values, the values that your kids should adapt and look up from you and learn from you. How would you be? How would your family be? How would your kids be? Now, you got another 3 minutes to write that highest vision down and have fun, enjoy yourself. You ready? All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm imagining myself as a father right now. A little bit. Is it crazy that this video could be seen by my kids at one point? No, I'm not embarrassing you. Alright, I'm gonna stop. You focus on your highest vision. Oh man. After this, I'm gonna tell you quickly about a great book that I'm reading right now. Alrighty then. Finish the sentence. And done. Okie dokie. Congratulations. Now, I am. I just imagined myself watching with my kids at some point this video. And isn't it crazy that you, even if you don't have kids yet, can create something that could be seen at some point by your kids? Or even if you have kids, it could be seen by your adult kids. You can. That was so fascinating to me, and I started this book yesterday, and I listened to it deep into the evening, and then right in the morning again, and it's called Perennial Seller. It's from this great author. I love him. Wait. It's Ryan Holiday. He writes so many good books, and he's a young guy. And it's about how to create something that, for the long term, how to create something that lasts for hundreds and hundreds of years. There are books written and movies made decades or even 100 years when it comes to books ago, and they are still being bought, they are still being read, they are still impacting lives. And isn't it amazing that I like this idea that you and I, we could both sit down right now and write something that still matters when we are dying. I also watched this movie recently called A Beautiful Mind, and he wrote this thesis. He was okay, this movie is about much more, but he wrote this thesis of his where he wanted to find something new, and he wrote about how about game theory and not games and like games, but A Beautiful Mind. Yeah, it's called Game Theory. You can watch the scene how he invents it. It's really funny, well made in the movie. It's a well made movie. God damn, it takes you on an emotional ride. But what I found fascinating is that you see him as a young man creating his thesis while sitting in a bar, sort of, having his breakthrough. And then, at the end of his life, when he is old and had lived a crazy life and literally crazy life, you will understand when you watch the movie. Um, he gets the Nobel Prize for writing this when he was a young man, sort of my age. So what you do right now can matter for the long term. If you focus not on quick money or quick successes, and if you truly care that what you create could be seen and could matter for the long term. So I'm talking to myself now as well as to you. Create something for the long run. Alright? Not for the next year. Not to survive the next month. Create something that matters in 10 years or more. Alright? Cool. That's a little bit what I'm thinking in here, even though these videos are not perfectly made, and I want to, at the end, make them even more succinct, and even better. Maybe I will also write a book at some point. We will see. Now, back to you. Back to us. And I think I expressed that not because I want to show you my ideas, but I want to inspire. Inspirare comes from Latin, as I mentioned already, breathing life into. Spirit, spirare, also spirituality is just breath, basically, which is kind of funny. And I think breath or life. I need to research that one deeper. But what spirit means, or spirit, and so on. You can also research that. But yes, I just want you to think about this for yourself and impress upon you that you could think that way. All right, now the last two more times. One more time, your why. Why do you want to design your highest vision? By the way, beautifully that you wrote it down. I will give you 2 minutes for that one. And truly connect again with your highest vision. Read it right now while I'm talking. Feel it, step into it. And now, think also about the sacrifices you will have to make in order for you to become this kind of person that could be this kind of this level of responsible for the next generation, and create this beautiful man, woman, I don't know, I mean yourself. And think about the sacrifices and what is the reason, what is the purpose, why will you do those sacrifices? Why will you keep going in the hard times? Why will you start living those values, even if it's not the easiest thing? Connect with that why. Feel it. And now, in the next 2 minutes, write it. Are you ready? Take out your paper, pen, get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Hey kids. Ah. 30 more seconds. Alright, well done. Outside there is a party going on, as you can hear maybe. And I'm really fascinated. I'm enjoying this. While I know upstairs there is a girl that wants to dance with me. She said, "Hey, don't play for a dance," and I'm like, "No, I have to make this video." Of course, it's because of the 1,000 euros that I committed, but it's also because I am actually starting to really enjoy it and like make it a priority. It's so nice. Um, and I also thought about I had a call today with one of my friends, and I did an experiment where I unleashed. I published for on my YouTube channel all my old videos on my private YouTube channel, Momo Maximilian. You can find it on the cover when you go on the Ultimate Life Course channel page. There is like a little link on the cover on the right side to my normal YouTube channel. Also the playlist of the videos I want to share is also from my normal YouTube channel. And I revealed every video, and I'm now taking the videos I don't feel as comfortable with sharing down one by one slowly. But I was just like, okay, let it all go. And now I already took like 3 videos back. And but what was so fun is that she just messaged me, "Hey, now I'm getting, now I can see your younger self," and I was like, "How? What?" And she explained, "Oh, I'm watching your emotional fitness, or no, emotional compass course that I created, when I was, I think, either still in school or just out of school." And I look like I have short hair and I'm different, but she says I'm so similar to how I am still, and how motivated I am already back then. And uh, what I was just laughing, being like, "Yeah, I will be like that with 60," and I was like, "Hey, yo, what, yeah, what's up? Today we're gonna talk about blah blah blah," and that made me smile and also realize this is the perfect topic to be talking about today. And that's what I thought about during this uh, 2 minutes. That I will, I'm so fascinated that I will look back on this one day and see it all organized, what I knew back then and how far I came since then. And I remember creating those videos back there and being like, yes, I know so much, and I'm so much further than everyone else, and blah, blah, blah. And, wow, I don't feel like I was that humble, but kind of like, yes, I knew that I didn't know much, but I also felt like really good about myself, even though most of that course was copied, or as I called it, modeled. But honestly, the first course I ever made was primarily modeled. The second course, or copied. The second course already much less, and then with the one-page life plan, and it was the first one where I felt like this was originally mine. And now I'm Um, Now I'm fluidly incorporating different ideas, um, and I'm doing everything on the moment. So I'm mostly, and that's the most powerful thing, stepping into my deepest truth and not just sharing what I got from others, because I have so much knowledge in me that I got from others, and this is powerful knowledge. That's why I'm doing a very similar process like the life book, for instance, but combining it with my original perspective mm, and me, mixing it with a lot of me and my experience. That's also why I went on traveling and like maximize the most life experience in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of time possible. That's what all my travels were about. And yeah, so, and the last 3 minutes, you're gonna do the things you think you need to do in order to create your highest vision. A, what are the sacrifices you may have to make, and are you that you're willing to do? B, what are the habits that you need to integrate? All right, write this down. Sacrifices, the habits that you need to start, and C, the principles that you need to start living by, and or maybe that you can write that as the second point and then the habits or something like that. And fourthly, you write down if there are 3 big steps from where you are right now to that point, what would those be? I didn't write all that, but that would be super powerful for you. And because I mentioned 4 things that you can write down, I give you 4 minutes, and then you're done. You got your parenting category figured out, at least a little bit. We will keep going back to every category and dive much deeper. Looking forward to that. I am. 3, 2, are you ready? Ready? Let's do this. 1. Let's listen to some good old no copyright music, right? Sorry, this is probably a little loud. One more minute. Finish the sentence. All right. Congratulations again. Now, you got a little bit of a map. That's good. Now the work begins. The joy begins. The meaning begins. Power. The beauty. After this video, take a moment and think, or actually ask and interview your parents and grandparents. I interviewed both my grandparents and so on. I didn't ask them that much about our lineage, but I should have. I will. And I also asked already about the person that does our life or our tree, to talk to that person and figure out what people did and what the stories are in your family, so that you now can live. What made it possible for you to live, and feel the gratitude for that. It will give you the stories, the inner strength and the support from all who came before you. If you want, you can go back to the apes and the singular cell bodies. And all that came before you, and all the suffering that went into making you possible, and all the joy that went into making you possible. And this will give you the strength to push to your own highs and lows, and keep serving, and keep serving this generation, the people that are alive today, everyone you get into contact with. Rise up with them, serve them as well as the next generations. And you might discover a much deeper meaning. And yes, maybe a harder life, not just as hedonistically pleasurable, but you will get higher level problems that are much more meaningful. And solving those problems will be much more lasting and fulfilling than solving the problem of how to get out of the boredom of today, the suffering of today. You might build up your orb of happiness if that's something that makes you happy. It says something that serves me. At least, that's what I believe. Well done. This was beautiful. I'm quickly making myself big again. And say Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that was the timer. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being on here with me. I was just saying because of the music. See you tomorrow. Explore, enjoy, share. Booyah!